Granblue Fantasy Relink is getting a new expansion, so let's talk about some other games that you should check out in the meantime if you're a fan. Edge of Memories is the next game from Midgard Studio. They seem to have really upped the production value here, creating an action RPG that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Edge of Memories takes place in the same universe as their previous game, Edge of Eternity. It's a double A sort of game, so expect a bit less polish than you might get from a triple A title. But there's a lot to like here. It isn't an open world RPG, but there are zones that you'll be able to explore and find loot in. It has a quick-paced action RPG combat, and you'll have companions that will fight alongside you that you can execute combos and special attacks with. It's seeming to focus more on the narrative, so if you like the combat of Granblue and want something with a bit more story focus, and don't mind a little jank, this could be your game. There's a demo out right now on Steam, and it will be releasing on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC in the fourth quarter of 2026. The next game I'd like to recommend is from a series that I love, and you should check out Visions of Mana. Visions of Mana is the latest in Square's Mana series, and had a bit of a quietly successful release when it came out. I think more people need to look at it, though. It has the elements that you'd want from this sort of action RPG, a fun combat system, bright, colorful world for you to explore, and all sorts of abilities for your character to learn and choose from as you go through it. Visions of Mana is the kind of game that won't necessarily blow you away, but it's just a lot of fun, tends to go on sale for decently cheap. In the same series, I would also recommend Trials of Mana. That's a classic, and you can either go with the new 3D remake or the 2D original. You can't go wrong either way. You can play both Visions of Mana and Trials of Mana on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and Trials of Mana is also on the Switch in both of its different 2D and 3D forms. Up next is a game that I will shout from the hills until people finally play it. Ys 8 is one of Falcom's best action RPGs, and one that Granblue Fantasy Relink fans should check out. Ys has always been about the fast action combat and building up your arsenal over time. It has a really satisfying loop of getting to different tiers of gear, finding new abilities as you go through, and what makes Ys 8 especially great is exploring the island, finding your lost shipmates, and fighting all sorts of bosses along the way. But it doesn't just have a great combat system. This is probably the best story in the Ys series. They're not really known for stories. They've always had really cool lore and an interesting world, but this time they did a great job of finding the balance and introducing this dual narrative. And if you like Ys 8, they've already gone all the way up to 10 at this point, so you have an entire massive series to go through after you're done playing Ys 8. You can play Ys 8 on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The next game I want to recommend also comes from a massive decades-long series. I would recommend that you check out Tales of Arise. Tales of Arise is the most recent Tales game, if you don't count the remasters, and it is a lot of fun. They've taken a different approach with it and really upgraded the presentation, made it feel more like a modern action RPG. And as is the case with many Tales games, it has a great story with a ton of fun characters to meet. The combat system in Arise is really solid. It almost feels like a fighting game in some ways, where you're trying to figure out what the best combos are and maximize your abilities and how they all work together with your party members. There are a lot of different choices in the Tales series, but I chose this one for the modern aesthetic. I could just as easily recommend other Tales games for a variety of reasons, so maybe check those out too if this one isn't quite what you're looking for. There are a ton of remasters, so maybe look into those. Tales of Graces or one of those. You can play Tales of Arise on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch 2, and PC. So let's jump to an upcoming game. You should check out Sword Art Online: Echoes of Inkrad. I was pretty skeptical of this one because Sword Art Online games have been, for the most part, okay at best. They seem to be taking a little bit of a different approach with this one, and after playing a decent amount of the demo, it seems pretty good. It has a similar approach to Granblue, with a mission-based approach, plenty of things to do, and bosses to kill. The way that they've done combat is pretty interesting, seeming almost like a Souls game at times, with big flashy special combo attacks with your allies, and dismemberment on enemies. it could be pretty solid. It's coming very soon with a release date of July 9th, so we'll know soon if it's worth getting. Keep it on your radar. And of course, I'd also like to recommend Monster Hunter Wilds for fans of Granblue Fantasy Relink. It really takes the endgame grind feeling that you got from late game Granblue and just makes that into the whole game, which is actually a lot of fun because different monsters have their own unique features that you're required to learn to take them down. Monster Hunter has always had solid games, and Monster Hunter Wilds is no different. You could really go with either Monster Hunter World or Wilds. Some swear by one or the other, and I would say there really is no wrong answer, though Monster Hunter Wilds feels a bit more fast-paced with more mobility overall, so if you like a more methodical approach, you could find that you prefer Monster Hunter World, or if you like something a bit faster, Wilds. Either way, the idea is to take on missions to fight monsters and use their body parts to create all sorts of upgrades and items to take on even bigger monsters. And you can play Monster Hunter Wilds on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So that's all the games I have in the main list, but I do have a bonus game for you, although it's one that I have no idea if it will ever come out. By Cygames themselves, the makers of Granblue Fantasy Relink, I'm of course talking about Project Awakening. If it ever gets out of development hell, chances are that it will appeal to fans of Granblue. It's looked really cool all the times that they've shown it off. The problem is it has never really materialized yet on storefronts, so we'll see if that happens, but keep it in the back of your head, I guess. So there you go, 6 games like Granblue Fantasy Relink. There's a wide variety there for you to look at, so hopefully you found something that interests you. And if you have any other games that you think Granblue fans should check out, make sure to put it in the comments. And for more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.